Morning everybody. I hope everybody's well. Excuse me. Video this morning, bit of a new face. You've probably seen it knocking about when I've been walking around cars. It's a 71 Daimler Sovereign. And I rebuilt pumps on it on Tuesday and got it alive. You know, she runs on both tanks, everything does as it should do. So, it's a nice car, drives lovely. I mean, it needs its Webasto sorting out, its roof, but I've got a chap coming down a couple of weeks, reckons he can sort it out for me, so we'll see how we go from there. But when I was rebuilding pumps on it, I mean, I wasn't going to do a video in all fairness, but to be honest, I'm not like geared up right 100% to do all this stuff yet. I'm working on it, you know, I'm trying my best, and by the time I probably get to 1,000 subscribers, it'll be kicking off, and I've got a bit of something set up, you know, and we'll be a bit better at what we do. I mean, at the moment, I just seem to be either sat here chatting to you or taking you out in something, showing you around something. I mean, I will do a video on this car, so you can have a look round it, because it's worth having a look round. But when I was rebuilding pumps, I wanted clearances for points on it, because I put new points in it. I mean, obviously I had them apart, diaphragms were good, so I didn't change them. Because to be honest, probably better quality than what you can buy. And I had to find clearances. Anyhow, Jagger got one side, but not other. And I know they have a clearance on both sides. So anyhow, I go on YouTube, finds a guy, he was called Tony Hilliard, and he'd done an SU rebuild, about 20 minutes I think. I didn't go all the way through his video, I just flicked through to, and he'd actually got an illustration showing gaps, so I thought that was really handy. And so when I got home, I looked at his video, and to be honest with you, it was absolutely 120%. And, I mean, guy was called Tony Hilliard. I mean, if you're ever rebuilding an SU pump, you just want to watch this video, because it got everything nailed, and it got everything sorted properly, and he was telling you all the truth about them. Now, they can be a bit problematic and they can do your head in at times, but it was a really good video. So if you are building an SU pump, or you're trying to rebuild, just go on this thing. Tony Hilliard is called, 120%. But also, while I was in boat to this car, I found this book. Now this book is from when I've been to the lakes. I mean, I used to go to the lakes quite a bit when I was younger, and on weekends, stuff like that. And on this book here, on front thing, there's a boat here. I mean, yeah, I don't know how well you can see it from there, but it's called Gondola, and it's on Coniston. Now, this boat was built in about mid-80s, 1850s or something like that. And it was, hey, oh, can't see her now. Oh, well, I'll have to pause that, because can't see it for its dinner, so I'll come back to you. Give me a sec. So, meowing. Sorry about that, but I've not seen that cat for a few days, and she wants to dinner, you know. I mean, anyway, everything's just done as it needs to do. So, anyhow, back to this. Like I were on about Gondola, mid-18th century. It was like obviously a launch. It obviously belonged to somebody who probably got a few quid. You get what I mean? I think it run people around lake and stuff like that, up to wire and stuff. But in the 70s, they were going to scrap it. They were going to get cut up. They were like, so. A local chap, he got a whiff of this, so he wanted to preserve it. So he obviously cut it off its moorings, sailed it hard a bit, and dropped it to the bottom. So I mean, it wasn't fully submerged. I think you could see it roof. So, but scrapmen didn't get it, so it didn't get scrapped. And then obviously approached National Trust, and it got preserved. I mean, the reason I'm mentioning this is because we've got some they're going through Europe at the moment. We've got new laws. Well, they're trying to propose these laws, or however they do it. And when a car's 15-year-old, they're saying it can't be welded, it has to be, it's end of its life, or if it needs an engine, it's end of its life. So, I mean, basically, if they get stuff like that through in Europe, well, it'll not be 2 minutes before we'll be following suit. So that practically means you buy a car now, 15 years game over, it may as well be a toaster. Obviously, that's where we're going. And that's end of story, to be quite honest. So, but also, I mean, like EV sales, which is obviously EV is the way to go, so everybody tells, all the government says, etc., and all bullshit that it is, which is swearing, but never mind. Things like this do get a bit on my nerves. But their sales have dipped this year, but next year I think they've got an higher rate they've got to hit. Now, it don't look like they're going to hit them. They're stockpiling cars at manufacturers. So obviously, and I think they're going to fine them. So if they're going to fine them, well, it's only a question of time before people making them. Well, it's going to cause financial problems. And and it's going to be like game over, because they can't just not make money, can manufacturers of cars. They have to make money, simple as. No, it's not hard to work out. Businesses make money, and that's how they keep alive. Now, they've been subsidised by government, but government have generally subsidised car industries for years. They've helped out even with internal combustion engines. They've always bailed them out. You know, it has gone on. But I think with this one, they're like a bit adamant about it, and I think they'll try and lean on them, and I think they'll try and force them into corners that, well, like I'm referring to with this boat, that if you want to go there, it's gone forever. So it's simple as. So if they end up put that much pressure on car industry that it just disappears, well, we're going to get cars from China, just like everything else. So it's probably worth people putting a bit of effort in. I mean, it's probably worse for motorbikes, because motorbikes, very few are electric, and I think they're on the same roller coaster. I know they're putting it off while 35 and whatever, but I mean, it's like, well, to be honest, it's just, I think it's worked for them, because I mean, if you take this area where I live in now, I mean, we used to have an employer at Endett Road. They probably employed over 1,000 people. They were a glass manufacturer over time. I mean, I'm going back a few years. They employed massive numbers in hundreds. There were pits everywhere, you know, and it's just been ripped apart. Now everybody's on benefits, to be honest. All young'uns don't really work, and nobody can do all, you know, there's not many people like left where I do, messing about, doing stuff like this, as I've mentioned before. But so, top and bottom of it is, I mean, if it carries on, that like, you can't have, say, an old car, well, people, what they're even going to go to work for? You know, I mean, how can they afford everything that's out there? You know, why can't we preserve some of these cars? You know, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to scrap these, but it's only a case of, what is it? They'll set off small and just go more and more and more to like get them out of the way. But I mean, in my honest opinion, well, the way they're going, I mean, I honestly think it's going to be like Mad Max, because if you start stopping people doing things, well, people dig their heels in and kick back, you know. Like, if they say, you can weld a car at 15-year-old, I mean, I don't know if I'm saying right thing or wrong thing, but if somebody fetched me a car here that was 16-year-old and they wanted a bit of welding, I mean, not that I've done modern cars, but if they were stuck and establishment were telling them they couldn't, well, to be honest, I'd fix it. Because, you know, we're not like, well, it's like, it's dictatorship. You know, I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, I shouldn't probably get involved in politics, but where it's all leading now and where everything is, I mean, you've got to go to university, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Well, it's complete garbage, because I've said it, and I've said it a million times, as you all know. We've got to have some people who've got to work with their hands. And it's also now to older end who've got these things, who can't do things, well, they can't get things done. So, I mean, top and bottom, if lads in suits, they want Mad Max, well, they've got it, to be honest, because, to be quite honest, I'll become an outlaw. You know, I can put out together, I can fix anything. And so that's as simple as it is. So, thanks for listening anyway. Subscribe if you like what I do, and give us a like if you like it, and we'll try and keep some videos coming for you anyway. Thanks a lot.